Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is the Psychedelic Kid, and today I have the next episode of how to climb out of low elo playing a certain lane. And today's lane is, I guess not really a lane, it's the jungle. Now, bit of a backstory, I am a diamond, well it was last season, this season I'm working on it, don't have as much time because I was in quarantine, so all I had was time last year, but I'm working on it, I'm getting there slowly. But I am a diamond jungler, I know a lot about the role, and I can give you guys really good tips on how to climb out of low elo. It's super easy for me to do, and there's just some stuff that people don't know as a jungler that would help them out a lot. So we're going to be talking about that today. If there's something I don't go over, if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. I try to get back to almost all of them, if not all of the comments I get, and I can help you guys out that way. But yeah, let's jump right in. So guys, before we get into the tips and tricks, I do want to let you know that I get a lot of comments on my other videos. Oh, I'm in bronze, my teammates suck, and you know, it's not my fault. I can't do anything. My teammates just feed all game, and that's really not the case because I can consistently climb out of low elo playing the jungle, and it's just a matter of knowing what to do when and being able to carry games, which is super easy for me. I get not everybody can do that, but I just wanted to play a low elo game to show you that it's not just, you know, bad teammates. It's you making bad decisions as well. And if you focus on yourself and work on you getting better, you will eventually climb. So I got another account. It was, I think, bronze 2. And I played in a bronze 2 game, and that is the gameplay you're going to be seeing over this video. So guys, now that we got that out of the way, the first thing I want to go over is champion selection and items. Now, as with all my other videos, I'm going to tell you the same thing. Play 2 to 3 champions. That's it. Learn those champions and only play those. It doesn't have to be meta. You don't have to play anything crazy. If you play something weak but are good with it, stick to that champion. And if you're playing bronze, iron, silver, it's not going to matter, the champion. As long as you can do well with it, that's all that's going to matter. Yes, it would be more helpful if you could play Kayn really well or somebody who's meta and can do a lot of damage and potentially 1v9. But if that's not your style, hey, it's not your style, and you don't have to play that. Just play something you're good with, because ultimately it will not matter if you are doing consistently well. And as for the items, same thing. Don't use Porofessor. Don't use op.gg. Don't use, I mean, it's good to, you can look at those and get a good base knowledge of what you should be building, but you want to switch it up and change it and adapt by what you're up against. You know, if you don't have a tank and you're playing Nocturne, you might not want to go Glass Cannon Nocturne. You don't want to go Duskblade. You don't want to go this if you're not doing well. You want to build a little bit tankier so you can have more sustain in team fights, because if you try and 1v9 as Nocturne, a Glass Cannon, I guarantee you're going to get bursted. You might get 1 or 2, but yeah, it's just going to make it tough. So learn to adapt with your items and overcome what you're up against, and only play 2 to 3 champions. Just pick something you like, pick something you're good at, and stick to those champions. And guys, that's going to bring me to my next point, which is early game. Now, doesn't matter what you pick, what champion you pick, you need to be aggressive and gank. So, you know, whether it be do a full clear and then look for a gank, or level 3 gank, whatever your champion can do. Some are different. I play Warwick, so I level 3 invade or gank constantly. But, you know, if I play Nocturne or somebody, Kayn with good clearing, I might full clear. But I'm also, while I'm clearing, looking for ganks. If I go and I full clear my bot side and I'm going to my top side and I look at mid and my mid laner is pushed in, then I'm going to transition, just gank through there while I'm heading up. If anything, I don't get anything. Maybe they use their flash, which is good, and then I get to go back and keep farming. So you want to, and this is meta right now. It's up to you guys to see what's not meta, because before it was you could just farm all game and become a very strong jungler. still wasn't my playstyle, but it would work. Right now with the newest update, they've made it to where applying pressure and ganking early is much better because they lowered the XP in the jungle. So you want to make sure you're really gank heavy. You want to be looking around the map. If you're taking a camp and you used your abilities and you're kind of just watching your champion sit there and smack away at the camps, you're wasting time. Look around the map. Look and see. Just look on the mini map and see. If they're overextended past mid, move your mouse and cursor or whatever over that lane and see where they're at. See if it's a gankable lane and then go there and apply pressure. Now, I mean, if you're taking top Krug and bottom's getting pushed in, obviously don't run all the way bottom. By the time you get there, you're probably not going to kill them. And they'll probably be gone, but just keep an eye on it and then know that, hey, they're pushing in bot, they're playing aggressive, so next time I'm bot, I can look for a gank. You always want to be looking for ganks. If you're moving from bot side to top and in the jungle, look around the map. You don't need to be looking at your character walking. That's pointless. You're wasting time and you're not getting information that you need to win the game. And a lot of players, and especially low elo, almost everyone is terrible at warding and watching out for ganks. So if you gank smart and apply pressure, you should be able to rack up the kills easy, no problem. And the next thing I kind of wanted to go over, as a jungler, it is your job to focus, ward, and get and take objectives. That means Drake, that means Rift Herald, that means setting up for Baron, that means trying to push towers. It is your job to be doing these things. You cannot expect your laners to do that. So if you know Drake's coming up and you're kind of a weaker early game champion, you know you can't solo it, go put a ward over there and see if you can gank a lane, either mid or bot, and get a kill and then ping them to come down and help you take Drake. Because that's what probably is the most important thing you need to do as a jungler, is making sure you're taking the Drakes, making sure you're taking the objectives and getting what you need to help you have an easier chance of winning. If you get the first 2 or 3 Drakes and then, you know, something happens and you lose third or fourth, you're still a couple of Drakes up and 1 point away from Soul, which could be a win condition for you guys. So you want to make sure you're keeping an eye on the Drake timers, making sure it's warded up, making sure you can apply pressure to lanes nearby so that way you can fight. Or if you play a strong solo champion and can take it, most champions can after 6. A lot can take it before 4. The low elo players do not ward it up. So put a control ward, make sure it's not warded, and then look around the map, see what's pushed in or not. If your mid's pushed up and they have prio, or your bot's pushed up and not gankable, go ahead and start it and take it. Be safe. Be ready to leave and give the objective away if it doesn't go well. But 9 times out of 10 in low elo, you're going to get that for free. So just keep an eye on that and do what you can to take Drakes and Rift Heralds. Those are huge early game. The earlier you can take Rift, the better. It's going to give you gold. It's going to give your teammates gold. It's going to just help you out so much. So guys, the next thing I want to talk about is what to do when you gank a lane. Now, say you go and you gank mid lane and it's unsuccessful. They got away, they used their flash. Keep an eye on that. Remember, they don't have flash for 5 minutes. They can't escape. So go back, start farming elsewhere, and then look to re-gank quickly if they're applying pressure. Or maybe the enemy had the wave frozen and you made him back off. Help your teammate unfreeze the wave. Wave management, I can't talk, is super crucial. Even as a jungler, you guys need to learn how to do it. It's going to help you so much. And even if you say you go mid, you get a gank, you get the kill, you need to know what you need to do with that wave and what your teammate should be doing with that wave, because in low elo, they're not going to know what to do with it. So you need to know what to do. That way you can help them get even more ahead. If you get a kill, they don't have TP, and you can make them lose all that gold by pushing the wave. Start hitting the minions, and don't last hit them. Let your laner hit the minions, but just get them low to where your laner can just easily auto it and take it. and push the wave to their tower. That way they lose the XP, they lose the gold, and you're getting your laner more ahead, which is going to help your laner do better in team fights. And I say this, but carry, they don't really carry in bronze. But if you get them more ahead, it's just going to make your life easier. So push the wave, or help them unfreeze, or learn wave management and do what you need to do after a gank. And guys, the last thing I wanted to talk about is your macro play. Now, as a jungler, this is very, very crucial. It's crucial for every lane, but as a jungler, you need to be keeping an eye on a lot of things. And in low elo, what's going to help you out the most is using wards and getting information and keeping an eye on the map and see what's going on. So if you can, try and ward up the enemy jungle, see where the jungler is at, and then do what you can to either counter gank or help out other lanes. If you are playing and you're clearing your bot side and you see your top laner got ganked and Drake's up, go take Drake. He just gave up Drake because he wanted to gank top, or go look to help out bot or mid, or do something to counter what he just did top lane. And you just want to be looking at how to counter your jungler the entire game in the early game. Now, another key factor in climbing out of low elo is watching the map and knowing when you can go in. So say you're super fed, you can 1v1 anyone on the team. You still want to keep an eye on your map. If you go to invade the enemy jungler, or you're fighting over scuttle or something, and you don't have teammates by, and you see the enemy teammates disappear off the minimap, they're most likely coming to help their teammate. So you need to get out of there and make sure you don't give up a shutdown or a free kill, because most of the time when that happens and an objective's up, they're going to be able to get the objective right after. So you want to make sure you're keeping an eye around the map, see what's going on, and you do, unless you're insanely fed, you do have to play somewhat around your teammates. If you see your teammates are coming in and you're by 3 enemy teammates, wait for your teammates to get there and then start the fight. Don't take a stupid fight just because you're strong. If your teammates are coming over, just wait for them. That way it goes better. You get the objectives, you get the kills, and you're ultimately putting your team that much more ahead. Make sure you use your pings as well. Most people won't listen, but just ping them. If they listen, great. Go in, do the fight, wait for them, get the kills. If not, if you don't see them rotating and you see the enemy team rotating to you, don't take the fight. It's not worth it. And I see it all the time. At low elo, they'll be like, how come your mid rotated and you just sat there and did nothing? It's pointless. Don't talk to them. They're useless. They don't know how they should be playing the game, and it's your fault for staying there and dying when you knew that the enemy teammate was coming and you stayed and fought anyways. So just keep an eye on little things like that. Make sure you're watching their map. Make sure you have the information and make the best play you can out of what's going on in the game. And guys, one last thing I wanted to go over earlier in the video, but I forgot to mention it. You want to be focusing on who is ahead on your team. So say your top laner's feeding Darius. Darius is 4-0 and your top laner is behind in CS, behind in levels. Do not try and help him. You're just going to put yourself so much farther behind and probably end up getting the Darius more fed, because he can already easily kill your laner. Your laner's not going to be much more help, and he's so ahead that he's probably going to be able to 1v2 you and kill you both and snowball so hard. So you want to focus on lanes that are winning. Now, if it's even, if they're like a kill up but close in CS, if there's not a huge mismatch in the lane, you can go gank it if they're behind. That's fine. You can try and help them flip it and get ahead. But if the enemy laner is insanely ahead, just let your laner be. I mean, if he goes and he dives and you can kill him under turret and it's a sure thing, then go up and help. But ultimately, you're wasting your time, you're wasting your resources, and you're making the enemy team stronger by ganking that lane if they're insanely ahead. Focus on the lanes that you have that are doing well. If your mid's killing it way up, keep applying pressure there. Keep making the enemy mid laner die. Help your teammate get those towers. Use Rift mid. Do what you can to open up the map so that way mid can roam and start affecting other lanes. Focus on your laners that are ahead. And again, if they don't have to be ahead for you to gank, just you want to get your fed teammates more ahead. They're going to be the ones that are going to do better anyway. So you just want to keep an eye on little things like that and make sure you're using your time and resources to the best of your abilities. And guys, that is going to be it for this video. I do want to thank you all for watching, and remember, I know there are some things I probably didn't go over in this video, so if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. I will get back to you and answer any questions I can. But yes, thank you all for watching. I do stream on Twitch. League is every Tuesday night and Saturday morning. We have viewer games, so if you guys want to play or come hang out, feel free. Link will be in the description down below. Good luck in your climbs this season, and I will see you all next video.